Hi, I'm Chart Gal Lori, and I'm part of the Chart Guys community. I've been a trader and technical analyst for the last 8.5 years. I'm going to bring you a summary of today's action, March 20th, 2024, FOMC day. I would like to think that Jerome Powell stole the spotlight, but I don't think he did. I think he had crypto miners and CGC giving him a run for his money. So let's look at some indices, commodities, crypto, some cannabis, and see what happened today. Okay, starting with ES. This is the most important chart. We've been looking at this equilibrium. We had a higher high, higher low, lower high, higher low, and now we have a higher high, new all-time high. There is nothing bearish about new all-time highs. And this morning I had folks ask me in the live stream, which direction are you leaning toward? Of course, I have no crystal ball. It's in the shop. No magic 8-ball. That's in the shop. But if I look at technicals, the preceding trend was up before we got in this tightening range. So the tightening range, what was the prevailing trend before we got in the tightening range? It was up. So what direction do we favor in this tightening range? It is up, because the prevailing trend was up. It's just a nice rule of thumb, especially when RSI is holding 50. We have a little squeeze. EMAs are curling up. We've had no real loss of EMAs since last October. So today we heard from Fed Powell that there was no changes to rates. When he took the podium, there were no big shockers from what he said. He didn't become overly hawkish, and that helped the market. Speaking of econ events, let's look at tomorrow. We have initial jobless claims. It's a 3-star event, and Philadelphia Fed Manufacturing Index and S&P Global Services. Let me confirm that date, make sure. Yes. So that's what we have tomorrow. Okay, so ES got a bull break, new all-time high. NASDAQ got a bull break, new daily higher high, not a new all-time high, a new daily higher high. We have a very obvious squeeze on NASDAQ, meaning compression, and there's pressure building. Think about an Instapot. When you take the valve and you release the pressure, that's what happens when it breaks out of these tightening ranges. So NASDAQ had a wonderful day and definitely was one of our leaders. RTY was up 2%. We bounced from that glorious daily 50 MA. We're getting over some key resistances, but we need to take out 2145.3. That would be the more obvious resistance to take out, but Russell Bulls are not unhappy with this performance today. Great squeeze. Dow stood out today, and we got a new all-time high. So tomorrow, what are we going to be looking for? 40,000. 40,000 psychological resistance can act as synthetic resistance, meaning that we haven't actually pivoted there, but it can act as a psychological level. We have a big squeeze on Dow. It's one of the most obvious squeezes. It's huge. So let's see if we can get over 40,000 overnight, or do we wait till tomorrow and try to take it out? VIX, we had fear, exit stage right just as soon as they entered. Full deflation, daily EQ bear, break, loss of daily 50 MA, just what we wanted to see if you're a market bull. Bitcoin, bounce, bounce, bounce. I, this morning, thought, wow, we may be setting up a little inverse head and shoulders. Bitcoin bull said, not so fast. We're not even going to slow down to get a right shoulder. We're just going to zoom higher. And that they did. They had a wonderful day. They got over the 4-hour EMAs. They made plenty of room for 4-hour higher lows. So Bitcoin bulls look really good. They were up 7%. However, the miners, Mara and RIOT, really outshined them. What a short squeeze today. Unbelievable. And Charting Man Dan got this entry way down here today. It held the prior day high. If you're familiar with gap rules, and if you're a TCG member, there is a video in the educational section about gap rules. We came down, tested prior day range, then reclaimed yesterday's high. That is a long signal. Beautiful move. A lot of people in the room got it. I, for one, did not, but Charting Man Dan did, and a lot of others. RIOT, beautiful hold of the high of the prior day. Look at that wick below. Bulls bought the dip, defended, long signal. Then we had coin, which isn't a miner, but still benefited from the Bitcoin bounce and a little bit of a short squeeze. Beautiful move, up 11%. They really just took over the market as far as focal point. We had dollar started the day pretty strong. Look at, they were up pretty strong. And then, man, it's in the, let's see, 4 a.m. Around 4 a.m. they started coming down hard, and now we're hourly oversold. So I am anticipating some type of dead cat bounce from the dollar overnight. However, I think we can more confidently say that this weekly lower high is now set on the dollar. XLF with a new all-time high. There's nothing bearish about a new all-time high. Unbelievable, beautiful. XLV was unable to get a new all-time high. XLV was unable to clear the prior day high. So we are closing the day with a daily inside bar on healthcare, which is fine. We had a huge bull day without healthcare's help, and I think that's good for market bulls. Gold is on its way to confirming this 2-day bull flag. Beautiful move. We had a double bottom at 21.49, 21.52, and gold bulls benefited from the dollar dump and the Fed no rate hikes. Oil was pretty weak throughout the day, but they got a good bounce into the end of day. So now on the 4-hour, on the next bounce, bears are looking for a lower high on the oil because of the size of this pullback. You could be looking for a 4-hour lower high on the next bounce. Apple was very strong today. Very strong. They were kind of idle, and then once they took out the prior day high, then they turned the jets on, which happened to coincide when the Fed released the interest rate decision. So Apple, big leader today. Google was unable, gosh, I love these lines. Google was unable to break the prior day high. Reject, come down, come back up, reject, reject, reject. So they broke yesterday's high, but they had no follow through, none. So we'll watch Google into tomorrow. We still have that big gap below the bulls can't forget about. It could act as a magnet. Microsoft was unable to get a new all-time high, but I wouldn't say it's bearish. I mean, that's a pretty big performance. But if we were to open up near the all-time high of 42782, that could be a top fish level if we're hourly overbought in the morning, which we could be approaching that. Snow is one of my Queen of the Mountain trades. We were daily oversold, and we were gapping up. When we're gapping up in pre-market, it makes the signal clear for me, regardless of the setup. Not regardless of the setup always matters, but it adds fuel and confluence to the setup. So we were gapping up. I was live streaming, and as soon as we were unable to re-enter prior day range, I said on the live stream, I'm in. And I was in at 233. My first out was at 258, then 275, then 350, and then 320, and then 390. All exits were posted publicly. This is a public post in addition to me live streaming to our members. So snow was a great play today, great continuation. So the daily oversold bounce is in play. We're now no longer oversold. However, I do like this bounce, and I'll be looking for a pullback buy on snow, potentially for a day trade. Tesla had a good day. We closed green. We were unable to really get a meaningful move down below the prior day close. We peak above the prior day high. And then we had a strong finish, a really strong finish on Tesla. It was kind of meandering over here when other names were getting their boogie on, so Tesla was a little bit slow. Semis, this is the opposite of slow. Semis had a great recovery, and just what a leader. And we still have a potential weekly bull flag. It's not ideal. You don't want to see upper wicks on bull flags like this, but you can't deny them. They got daily downtrend without follow through. Now they need to clear 22316 during regular trading hours. AMD, we're still at that daily 50 MA, and I really wanted to trade on AMD this morning. I had it in my scope, in my sights. We broke the prior day low. It was really, really weak. So let me back up. This was a Queen of the Mountain trade, which I didn't take because it didn't set up. We were looking for a weekly higher low at the daily 50 MA, 4-hour oversold. Bullish divergence on RSI was just a great setup. But man, bears were just hammering it. And so I just told the room, I'm backing away from this setup. Now, it had a great bounce into the end of the day from 174 psych, but it went without me. We have ARM that had a really good day and stood out from the semis. I don't know if they had news or just a technical move in that we broke above the prior day high, came back and tested it. We held it. That is a long signal. Nvidia barely got over the prior day high. Actually, they didn't until after hours. They did not get over the prior day high. So tomorrow it's all about 905.44 for a resistance break. But I think that I would be a very hesitant NVDA bear with this 30-minute squeeze. I'd be careful. SMCI was definitely a laggard. They priced their offering at 875. We closed above 875. We held 855. We'll see if they can get a bounce going. Are they oversold on the 4-hour? Yes, they were. Not the daily. But they have news, so it's just a little bit different. CGC, speaking of different. And notice the volume. This is not Sally, Susie, Johnny buying. This is bigger money. This is some big volume. We cleared the daily 50 MA. That's huge. 4-hour is overbought. We need to be aware of that. And we went sideways for most of the day. A lot of the action happened in pre-market, but we held those hourly EMAs and went on the back test of the prior day high. We held it. Very bullish move. I think bears will be, as always, licking their chops for this one. MNMD didn't have a lot of action today. It's still healthy sideways. MSOS, potential daily bull flag, holding the daily 50 MA. We tested the prior day low. We couldn't get traction below it, but we want to see a better performance than this tomorrow. We need to get back over today's low and then start chugging along to prior day high. OGI was another star. We closed with almost a cup and handle. I mean, I would still give them credit for cup and handle. That was a really nice close on OGI. So really nice close. We got above the prior day high. And on the daily chart, we broke resistance. And on the weekly chart, we broke resistance. Great finish. TCNNF, upper wicks of profit taking as bears sold into those small resistant breaks. So we held the prior day low just barely. 11, we barely held it. So tomorrow we want to see today's low hold, and we need to see some more uptrends from there on the support hold. Okay, well, go give me a follow on X at ChartGalLori. Love to see you there. And TCG members, I'll see you in the room. We did the econ events. Yep, we're all caught up. All right, so eat, sleep, trade, repeat. Eat, sleep, trade, repeat. All right, bye, y'all.